all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offensive success.
This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down and the defense thinks you might be running a football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
Off the play fake. Finds his tight end. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down.
You know what I really like about games like this at this point in the season? You find out who you are. You find out whether you're going to stay in the race.
And who can step up and handle the challenge, right? This is easily one of the toughest games to date for both of these programs coming into this one. So there's a lot of eyeballs, David, on this game to find out who's mentally and emotionally the toughest.
Yeah, and we're going to point to this game as we get later in the year and big decisions are made. You've got a top 25 win. You beat them in the middle of the season, X, Y, and Z, so these are big for the resume.
Here comes the field goal unit as they'll try to get the 3. No good. And the score will stay right where it is after that miss. So Florida State's offense will try to get something going with their first possession. A matchup we'll be watching in this one really takes you back. Big-time running back going right into the face of a tackling machine at linebacker, David.
Yeah, and we're going to see this individual battle a lot, not just in pass coverage when they match up, but just meeting in holes. And who's going to win when they go head-to-head, that will be a big factor in who wins this football game. Well, Jesse,
he's loose. And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on 2nd and 2. That throw and catch, a really good example of why coaches don't want a quarterback to get stuck on a particular target, isn't it, David?
Yep, that's exactly right. Find the guy who's open because you got so many guys that have so much speed that can do so much damage on the field. Find my matchup, get it to him, let him do the rest.
Love the play call on the RPO. That time the defender bites on the run fake, and that opens up the window for the slant coming in behind it. Nice job.
This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7. Guys, let's look big picture at Florida State. For some teams, the road into the top 25 can be a little more treacherous than for others. And once you get there, you've got to convince the rest of the pressure is effective from the defense. They knock him down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48.
And that is an all-too-familiar sight. Listen, this team won last week, but they gave up 4 sacks. They got to protect this young man early in this game. Don't set the tone, and let's not go back to last week.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. He's brought down at the 49. That is well short of the first down.
You got to love that. On defense, one of the most critical statistics out there. On 3rd down. How do you prevent the opponent from keeping drives alive? Right there, tackling the catch. You gave up the completion. Whoop-de-doo. You've set up 4th and long. You're going to get the ball back. Go get some. Celebrate.
Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. You want to talk about taking the wind out of your sails. Drive the ball down the field and miss the field goal, David.
You know what? Don't leave it up to kickers. Execute better offensively. I think you move the ball nice. You got to keep that in mind. But, Palmer, I think you got to stay aggressive and don't settle for field goals.
Yeah, because you got to know there's just no margin for error right now. You just have got to be able to execute at a higher level.
That just really nice catch by the big tight end. Throwing those mitts up there, catching the football.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. Back to pass, it's Klubnik. They'll run the screen. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed. Well, he comes up with the reception, but not a lot of room to run after that.
Yeah, and I like the QB doing this. I mean, I'm going to find ways to give him the football and see if he can make a miss. And I'm going to bet most of the time that my guy is a little bit more athletic than that defensive guy.
Turning on the Jets. He gets the job done, picking up the first down, then getting down.
And Usually when a QB takes off and scrambles, it's because the defense didn't do a great job keeping lane integrity, not keeping him in the pocket, letting him get outside, and then he can do damage. Then it's the next play that you have to play instead of this just the original pass. So defense has got to do a better job keeping that guy in the pocket.
They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle him, wear him out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20 yard gains just because of the body blow effect.
Makes the catch along the sidelines and steps out of bounds.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
The Tigers come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to keep the drive alive. To the ground to try to pick up the first. And he needed just a single yard, and he did not get it. What a stout play by this defense. So Clemson is lining up to punt this one away. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. And the punt will hit at the 1, just a little too far for them to be able to down it. It'll be a touchback and come out to the 20. All right, guys, here comes the Florida State offense onto the field. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. Past the first down marker and still running. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup. Seminoles have always been known for explosive, flashy, big plays, but think of guys like Dalvin Cook and the toughness that he ran with. That's on display here.
And then those guys that I think of, too, with work done where you hand them the football and big plays can happen, and offenses have been built around that for years at Florida State, finding that guy to hand the ball to.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going and handing the ball off.
Hand off from the shotgun. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
You know, as a defense, you kind of want to force the give on the RPO. You want them to run the football, and you can tell maybe the quarterback wishes he pulled this. Small gain, but some information you gathered maybe for the next time you get to run an RPO.
Looking for a man. It's Castellanos. Just too much mustard on that one. Can't miss the target that badly.
Every defense in the country talks about getting offenses in predictable 3rd and long situations where I can bring on more speedsters, and I know the pass. So I can have more success.
And the Seminoles decide to punt it away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Pretty solid coverage there, and they'll stop him at the 26. Looks as if we have injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Opening play of this drive comes from the 26-yard line. First play of the drive, wants to throw. Got the quick pass. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
And the Tigers with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Back to pass. Sets up the screen. And he gets it up to the 36. It'll be a first down.
You know, it's a nice throw by the QB there. When you're throwing to running backs, you got to make it easy on them. So you want to put it right on their body, make the catch simple, and let them go to work like they did just there, getting that first.
We'll see if they have enough time to get another snap before the clock hits 0. Defense has dominated the early part of this game, and the stats point that out emphatically. Both sides trying to find a little rhythm and efficiency and move the ball some here as we start the second quarter. They've got a first down here to open the period. Motion from the wide receiver. They'll go to the ground. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And I think that might be an example of the running back maybe trying to do a little bit too much. Everybody wants to try to bounce the ball outside and hit the home run, but in college football at this level, you just need to do a better job taking what the defense gives you.
He'll keep it himself. Crosses the 45. There he goes. Big pickup on that one. They'll mark him out at the 40. Clemson is quick to the line. Really nice run there by the Tiger quarterback. And, you know, even the great passers like Trevor Lawrence, remember that great run he had in the postseason against Ohio State? That's a staple of the Tiger attack.
Yeah, that was a 50-plus yard run, and they needed it the most. And that's what you've seen. When the offense doesn't have answers to a lot of other things, they always got the running quarterback. And especially in those critical situations, you see it when they get in the red zone. It's going to be a big area on third down. When I need it, this QB can make things happen.
Nice pickup on the ground there. They'll move the sticks with the first down.
It's so nice as an offense to know you can generate explosive plays by handing the football off to this guy. He has got incredible speed.
Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Working that left side now. That completion takes them down to the 7-yard line, and they are ready to strike.
Guys out of the backfield now, it's not just run the ball downhill anymore. You got to be versatile. I got to be able to trust you in the pass game, and I got to be able to throw you the football, and you can do that right there. I know you're going to catch it, and I can depend on you.
He'll pull it on the read. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers.
The defense has got to do a better job of taking the most dangerous man. That's the guy with the football in his hands. Force him to do something with it. You can't just let him keep the ball and go score.
And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. So a well-executed 8-play, 75-yard drive. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Guys, here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. They're looking for something, looking for anything to try to put some kind of score on the board, down 7-0. A collision, and he stopped at the 27 after picking up 1.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
He put it out there for him, and the senior gave him a chance, but they couldn't make the connection. It's getting loud in here, and they may raise the dues on Ipte if they can stop him on third. Lofts one high and deep. And he's got it inside the 35.
I know this isn't the start the offense wanted. They don't have any points so far in this game, but sometimes it just takes one explosive play to turn things around. And after that beautiful completion deep for the offense, that should give them a little confidence, a little momentum. They've now got to be able to score points on this drive.
Finally, this offense starting to shake the cobwebs and get things moving. It's 1st and 10. Motion from the wideout. The give is to Williams. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And how about the timing of the linebacker on the blitz to get in the backfield and get the tackle for loss?
Is there anything better for a linebacker than to run on a blitz and nobody's home except the back?
Such a great feeling when the Moses parts the Red Sea and the hole opens up and you go fill it.
They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly, and that's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
Well, this offense has gone his way early and often. Gotten into a nice rhythm. That time, though, the defense was expecting the throw going his way, and they put a really nice hit on him to force the incompletion.
The official says no good. After that miss, still a 7-point game, guys.
And sometimes I just feel like fourth down, man. Just go for it every time. Like the field goal miss, make rate, and listen. Last couple of years, but you left some points off the scoreboard there.
They'll put the ball in play from their own 30-yard line. Looking downfield, it's Klubnik. The quick out. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a first down.
I just continue to be impressed watching this guy play. Good decision-making, very accurate. He's obviously got a lot of talent surrounding him, so no surprise with that last completion. He's now over 3,000 yards on the year.
Wants to go up top on first down. Grabbed behind the line. It's Haynes. Got the completion, but nowhere to go as that defense reacted quickly.
Love the awareness by the defense here. They're trying to get the running back the ball in space, but the defense was expecting it. They had guys in position, they located the football, and they went and gang tackled.
And this one will be stopped for no gain.
I don't think the quarterback made the right read on that play. I know they're asking a lot of this QB. He's got a lot to focus on with the pass game and all the different types of runs that they have in their playbook, but on that play there, that pre-snap look told me to hand it off.
He lofts it high and deep down the left side. And it's an incomplete pass on the deep shot, but the flag is down. Let's check the call. They'll decline that penalty, obviously very happy with the results of the play. Clemson will send the punt team out. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Great contact on that ball as it just hangs up in the sky. And good work by the coverage team to knock down the return man. Okay, guys, the Florida State offense returns to the field. They really need to find a way to punch back on this drive, already down 14. Snagged in the middle, it's McCoy. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
Take the profit, right? Pitch and catch. Defense and zone coverage. Receivers got some access. Just spit it out to him. Let him catch it, advance, and get what he can get.
Catch in the middle. It's White. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker.
And that RPO play was run to perfection. The run fake forced and sucked the defense up, and a nice job on the route by the receiver, not telegraphing that he was breaking to the inside on the slant.
Beneath the shadow of Howard's Rock, Death Valley is rocking, trying to help the Tigers on third. It's a seam wide open. Big pickup on the ground into plus territory, and they get him out of bounds at the 41.
Fullbacks are a dying breed, but when you see them, it just reminds you of the big old neck roll, just huge, stout fire plugs that you don't want to hit. But on short yardage situations, occasionally, you give the big boy the ball. There is no juke button. There is no speed burst. It is all power down your throat, hitting you and falling forward and getting that first down.
QB, excellent location on that throw. Out route against man coverage, you cannot miss. If you throw that behind, that might be a pick six. So nice job by the quarterback with his accuracy.
Quickly out to the tight end. He steps out of bounds, but it will be enough for a first down.
Nice catch by the big target. Those big tight ends, you could tell in football, are just becoming more and more of a weapon on every single team.
And the Seminoles are on the move. The give out of the gun. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
The Noles trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Looking downfield, it's Castellanos. Makes the grab on the left. He's out of bounds after a big pickup, but there's a flag on the field, and this might be coming back.
Hold on.
Just when they thought they had the big play, the penalty wipes it out. The Seminoles now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Gonna sling it on second down. Grabbed over the middle. It's McCoy. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is.
Hold on.
We'll repeat the previous down, but this time the offense has 10 more yards it has to cover. And the Noles with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. To the air on second down. Can't find a man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40.
That's a big-time play on the D-line right there. And listen, you know, they've had a lot of NFL guys in recent years up front. William the Fridge Perry, old-school Clemson great on the D-line. He'd be proud of watching that performance on that last play. This guy right here.
He lobs one high down the left side. Makes the grab at the 10. They get him down, but this offense is set up first and goal from the 9.
I love when you back the defense off of you. If you want to get aggressive, I'll take shots down the field, make the defense play more conservative, and now what? Now you're in the red zone with a chance to get some points.
The Seminoles are threatening on first and goal. Down to 2 minutes to play, we'll take the timeout. They'll talk it over, a chance to tie or even take the lead before the break. And now a chance to pull even first and goal as we get late in the first half. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he fights his way forward, gets away from one, but not much doing on that one.
The best red zone offenses are the ones who can run the ball in this area, but that's a tough ask today, especially against this unit. One of the best 5 defenses in the nation stopping the run. This is a really big moment in this game.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. Wide out trying to get it in. They'll mark him down at the 2. The excellent execution on that throw and catch.
I like the aggressiveness by this defense. You got to play tight on the wide receivers. There's not a lot of space on the field. You got to be aggressive, and you got to make tackles.
On third and goal, you can't hear yourself thinking here. Back to throw, it's Applewhite. And the ball comes out. What a disastrous play. Well, the offense looks as if they fell on the fumble, and they'll keep the ball. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure. Everything just right with a big play coming. They'll send out the kicker here. This whole play is going to see if this kicker can operate in the sea of noise. Oh, and he missed it. No good. And they couldn't cut into the lead. It's still a 7-point game. They take over late and have enough time to put together a drive. Wants to throw on first down. Got it in the middle. It's Williams.
Remember back when I played for the Florida Gators, if you had 3,000 yards passing in a season, you might be an All-American. I know times have changed, but with that last completion, this guy's already over the 3,000-yard milestone this year.
The Tigers with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Second down, they'll go to the air. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18.
And the defense there goes zone coverage, maybe confused the quarterback a little bit, forced him to hold on to the football, and that allowed the pass rush to get home.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On third down, going up top. He's going to throw deep right side. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains, they were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's fourth down. So Clemson is lining up to punt this one away. That nifty return sets up the offense and negates some of the yardage on the punt. The Seminoles have it back. They'll try to get that offensive spear flaming. There's enough time left in the half here, David, to make something happen.
Dang right. I want to be aggressive. I'm not backed up on my own end. I can stay aggressive here. Try to get a field goal, Palmer. Try to get in range to get some kind of points before half.
Yeah, two biggest things are you got to protect the quarterback, and the QB cannot throw a pick here in this situation. If you do those two things, you got an opportunity here to steal some points.
The Seminoles can really attack on this second and short. He'll pull it down. Nifty little scamper on this one. Enough for the first down, and he slides in safely.
Second and short is a great situation to be in. And look at him. He drops back to pass the football. He doesn't have to throw the football. He wants to be aggressive, but he can just take off and scramble. Doesn't have to take a chance. Great being ahead of the sticks.
And the field goal unit is on the field. He boomed it through. A 50-yard field goal showing off that powerful leg.
How nice is it as a head coach to have a kicker like this? It makes these decisions on fourth down so much easier. Just strut him out there and let him stroke it through the up.
So they get the late field goal right before the half, and not much time after this kickoff for an answer. He'll bring it back from inside the 15. Finds just enough space to cross 25. Let's mark it at the 27-yard line. And holding on to the lead, the offense will simply take a knee, and that's how we will wrap up the first half. No surprise, looks as if they'll be content just to head to the locker room. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, rivalry games always bring out a ton of emotions, and they were on full display in that first half. And a lot of coaches will say limiting the big plays and maybe hitting on a few yourself is key. But I'm more of a move the chains guy. Give me efficiency every day of the week and twice on Saturday. The offensive unit that subscribes to the less is more philosophy might be the one that leaves here today with a big fat W. That said, let's get back to the field and our guys in the booth to see who comes out on top of this rivalry contest.